Market to buy some juice. You gotta bring your own bags and learn to reduce your waste. You gotta learn to reduce. You gotta learn to reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. And if you you gotta learn to reduce. You gotta reduce, reuse, recycle. Reduce, reuse, recycle. Yeah, that's all I got. I think recycled clothing has made its way into society. Actually, I think it all started with the song Thrift Shop. When that came out, I think everyone was like, oh my gosh, what? I can buy clothes like not only half price, but like a quarter or like so much less than like the original price. And I think that's what it started all. People just started popping tags and realizing that salvos and like those cute stores along Surrey exist. I know for me, I just went to thrift shops mainly because my mum dragged me and didn't want to buy me full price clothing, but mainly because it was so much cheaper. And like, no one is gonna wear the same clothes as you if you shop at a thrift shop, so that's pretty dope. I know what you're thinking. I'm wearing this cool jacket. Actually, two things of mine that I'm wearing today is recycled. This was at my mum's in the 90s, and this is my great-grandfather's. I think it's from the 70s. He bought it at David Jones. It's still got like the cute logo on it and stuff, which is pretty cool. Yeah, it's 100% leather. It's actually made in Australia, which is crazy because like what's made in Australia these days? No, there isn't much around. But I know for me, I mean, I wear it because of, sentimental value. Like my great-grandfather, he's not around anymore. Plus everybody on that side of the family don't live here anymore, so it's like my little piece of home, if that's what you want to call it. It's like this cute brown leather. It's actually strangely fits me quite well, but he was a short man, so I guess that makes sense. But yeah, I wear it a lot because it's warm, but it's also quite cool. Yeah, I think recycled clothing or just like reusing clothing has made its way into the market due to its unique nature. I think people like the idea that they can buy something that's not necessarily on the market as an item that everyone's going to wear. For myself, I do enjoy individuality, so therefore wearing clothes like this is fitting to who I am as an individual. I would say about half. Actually, I'm a very good candidate for this because I would say half my wardrobe is from op shops or passed down from like my siblings or from my mum from the 90s or my grandparents. I just like take cool things out of their wardrobes. I think people are blind to I think people see bargains and they're like, oh my gosh, I can buy a shirt for $3. But I think like anything, like fabric and textiles hold a story, and this story doesn't only just carry necessarily when you start wearing it, but it's from what it was before. So what I mean by this is before you purchase the item, it was made, like somebody in a design room created it, and then from that it was made, and where it was made I think holds so much tapestry and story behind the actual clothes. So for instance, you can buy a one-off piece at say an Atelier or like, I don't know, like a high-end store, but you know that this was made in Australia or at a sustainable place, that you know the person that has made it has been paid the right amount of money. They've put a lot of time, they've put their heart into the clothing. Or you could buy a $2 shirt, not necessarily saying that money is worth, how the story of the clothes, but this idea of story of the clothes, like, if it's a $2 made in a sweatshop in like Bangladesh or like China, I don't necessarily believe personally that the treatment and the story of the clothes holds as much value as something that's been made ethically. I further just think it comes down to human interaction. Like if you're willing to put extra money into it, are you going to treat that item of clothing better than you would something that's $2. And just the idea of just human relationship, like why wouldn't you want to support something to support someone else? Like I think because it's sort of us and them, like we're over here in our first world, like, oh, I want a top for $2, where they're over here like slaving away trying to make this clothes that is, number one, not beneficial to like society. I think there's so many cases of especially in Bangladesh, like, I don't know the facts, but you know, like workshops have like fallen apart and broken down, and it's just like this disregard of human life. I think it's this disregard of human life that gets me, because I think once you put human life and like my want of cheaper clothing like on a scale, like it just shows how apathetic society is and selfish society is. Yeah, I enjoy buying recycled clothing. Usually because it's a bargain. I actually went through shopping last week. It's like a red jumper, and it's like 100% wool. That's also crazy, is you also find such good quality things. Like this is 100% leather. The jumper I bought is 100% wool, and like you don't have to pay top dollar, which is just very exciting. Yeah, there you go.